I'm making this video on everybody talking about retiring and how they're broke and all this other stuff. And, and a lot of them may still have jobs and stuff, but they still complain about it. And I think it's kind of fascinating, actually, because nobody's ever really fully happy. Everybody wants more. You want more money, you want better health care, you want more snacks. Everybody always wants more. And then you look at the homeless people and they don't want anything. Because they've gone without for so long, they just say, I'll take a sandwich, I don't care. But the people that are still working, they could have like 5 cars, 3 cars, 2 cars. They're still working, but they're not happy. They want more money. So I think that's the way society is. It's like everybody wants more. Unless you're homeless and you're eating out of a dumpster, then you don't really want anything. Maybe a place to sleep. And that's kind of the way the world has always been. The strange thing is that none of us were really asked to be here. Like, I wasn't asked to be here. The way I look at it is I had irresponsible parents. One was an alcoholic, and one was a workaholic, and they were both pretty dysfunctional. They complained a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of arguing. And as kids, we'd have to go and take the bus, we'd have to take the bus an hour and a half in the morning just to get to school. Now, I remember the bus back then, 1977, around then, cost $0.25. So you get on the bus for $0.25, ride the bus to wherever you had to go, and then you would, come back later on after school or whatever. And the system back then actually worked pretty good. We didn't have this weird thing called quiet quitting, or people that were just not satisfied with anything that they got. Everything was more about making more money, or it's just a weird situation. It's weird to watch as I look back on my life, and I think 62 years I've been alive, and there's been times when I've had a lot. There's been times I've had absolutely nothing. Kind of scheming with a backpack, trying to hustle cans and stuff. And even back then, I was kind of like, well, I guess this is the way it is. I didn't really think like, woe is me. Even when I went in the Marines and got out, I was homeless, but I didn't think, wow, what did I do wrong? Now I kind of realize, as I put 2 and 2, 1 and 1 together, there's a thing called affirmative action. And I wasn't really aware of what affirmative action is. I know I tried to get a government job when I got out of the service. But I passed the test, but I couldn't get in because of some weird thing called affirmative action. I didn't understand it. I didn't really know. All I knew is that I was willing to work. And that's when I kind of put everything together and realized it doesn't matter how hard you work. Everything's about showing up, putting the time in, and then getting your check. You can show up and just be like, yeah, here I am. And then sit and eat donuts all day. And that's kind of what's wrong with the world in my eyes, is that you get people of it's a lopsided system that doesn't really work. And that's why you have a lot of people that are just saying, I don't care anymore about it. And they don't even really want, a lot of people that are just like, I'm kind of done, I don't care. And they're happy just with whatever they have because they know the game, and they know the game is kind of rigged. And it is a game. Absolutely is a game. I can't tell you how many ceilings I've been in, crawling around, installing wire, and listening to ladies on computers down below me talking about this and that, how they need more money and this, that, and the other. And then complaining because we were above their heads working. So as I look back, I realize that it's not what I want. I don't want to be a part of it. I have no desire to be a part of it. And that's a choice. I mean, you have to pay for that choice, but you're going to pay for it one way or another. And when I was working above the ceilings, climbing around like a rat trying to pull wire into devices, I felt exactly like a rat, like a little rat, pulling some cable over my head, climbing around in dusty ceilings. And that it's never going to change. That same situation will never change. You're just going to have another rat pulling the wire. And as a blue-collar worker, spending most of my life in blue-collar jobs, I realize that it's kind of it's a pointless endeavor if you're like an installer, or if you don't have any kind of backup, no backup plan. I have tons of documentation, but as I get older, I realize that it's all outdated. Doesn't mean anything to anybody else but me. And that's kind of the plight of the American. Your average, everyday Joe Blow, hand-to-mouth American, where nobody really cares, because once you become obsolete to them, you're obsolete. And then different things start to go. Your teeth start to go. And your body doesn't work the same way. And I honestly think it's all by design. Like, these things have been researched over and over and over again. When the body starts to fail, what use are you? Because we live in a working society. And our society does not really reward you for being old. They reward you as a young man. They'll give you a job as like a service person. But as you get older, there's nothing really there for you, except maybe an extra check every month, which I'm very thankful for. To get a check every month, I can buy food. That's sustaining me for what? I have no idea. Because there's a hunger in most people when they're younger. It might be a hunger to get somewhere, to succeed, to climb the ladder, to be known. Just look at YouTube. People are hungry. They're hungry for the attention. They're hungry for money. And they're hungry for acceptance in life. But what happens when you go from 20 to 60? A whole lot of changes happen. Number one is you realize you're not as important as you thought you were. And number two, you realize that you're not going to be around here forever. And number three, you will start to realize that all that time you spent trying to climb the ladder, trying to get accepted, trying to be somebody, you wasted a whole lot of energy on trying to get other people to give a crap about you. That's what I've realized over the years. Especially as you get older, past 50 years old, you're kind of like on your own. And whatever you do with whatever you have is up to you. Nobody's going to be telling you to show up here or show up there. So those are some of the things I wanted to throw out there. As you get older, and a lot of the things that you used to like to do, you may no longer like to do. I still like playing the video games. Still like riding my skateboard around. And I still like playing the guitar a little bit. But eventually those things will all slip away too. And I will just be a withering carcass in a withering body with an old gray beard. But the one thing I've realized is that not everyone is privileged to get older. And I happen to be one of the people, especially in my side of the family, that has been privileged to get older almost by like 20 years of my dad. My dad died at 43. I'm 19 years older than he was when he died. And that's about it. That's all I really got to say. I have nothing left to comment about. If you like this video, which I don't know why you would, you can like and subscribe. You can leave me a comment. I love comments. Or you could yeah, I don't know. Thanks for watching my weird words of wisdom.